draft begin.
We
For
back,
Blood
baby. One last time. Naruto. These movies have been a mixed bag. I'm just glad we're here to get through these last four and then finalize our ranking. For those of you who are catching up, and just to refresh the panel here, 'cause in our time it's been a few weeks. As far as the video is concerned, it's been like a day. Jonin, Naruto Shippuden the movie, and Naruto the Will of Fire. Chunin, Naruto and the Clash of Land of Snow. In the beginning tier, we have Legend of the Stone of Galel, Guardian of the Crescent Moon, and Bonds, Naruto Shippuden. And then all alone here in Sakura's homemade food pills, we have Naruto Shippuden the movie, The Lost Tower. Christian, you weren't here last time in person.
Yeah.
You did record you did record your conversation, your contributions to it, and we spliced it in. How are you feeling on these final rankings? So far. We're gonna rearrange this a little bit later, but
so far, I would say it's pretty spot on. I would personally give a little bit more love to Land of Snow by throwing it in Jonin, but that's just because I have such a personal connection to that movie. Like I've said on the previous videos that like I used to watch it like nonstop. Like I was all about Naruto growing up. Like I was around 10, 11 years old when it came out. So it's like the perfect age to be introduced to this story coming off of, Dragon Ball Z and whatnot. It really did just take over that hole that I was missing from that action anime. But so far, I think this is pretty much where everything should be for now. Yeah, I would say so. I think it's pretty good. I would just put Land of Snow just a little bit higher. Like I said, has more of a personal touch for me. But yeah.
it's funny that you mentioned Land of Snow because our friend Yuri Lowenthal, Sasuke Uchiha himself, had some thoughts on that movie. This is what he had to say. We're currently doing a video series where we're ranking all of the Naruto movies. What is your favorite Naruto or Boruto movie?
I will be honest with you. I have only seen one.
Okay.
And arguably it was not great. Like it was super boring. It was filler. Essentially. It was Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow, that first one.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately I just rewatched it again because my son had a Naruto themed birthday party, and I was like, oh, well, you just watch one of because some of the kids haven't seen the show. We'll just put on that one, and like all of them agreed that it was boring for the most part, except when Kakashi's doing like water dragon and shit. So but it was, I mean, yeah, I would but the cool thing that I'm doing right now is I'm actually going through. I started because I had never watched the whole series all the way through, and
it's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot of episodes, and I will say I'm skipping filler right now. But I started at the very beginning and have been watching it through with my son, and I've just fallen in love with the show in a way that even though I worked on it, I was not in love with to that degree because there's so much that I hadn't seen. And I'm gonna agree with you, Mike. It's so great. It's so great. We just started into Shippuden. We're about like 6 episodes into Shippuden. So,
Jamie, you've seen more Naruto than Sasuke. How does that feel?
Barely.
I don't want to hear any more crap. I'm ahead of Sasuke. No more crap.
I mean, he did read all the scripts, if we're being real, but
he knows what happened.
So in a way, he did watch the movies.
he lived the movies.
More movies than him. I've seen more episodes than him. I don't want to hear any more anything.
Yeah, all right. That was tough to hear, but I still love Yuri. I still love him. I mean, fair enough, because it's like, a lot of those are filler. So it's like, yeah. I mean, 10, 11 years old, I thought it was great.
Oh man, yeah, that was bad to hurt. You praising the movie and then Sasuke just be like, "This is why you're wrong."
It's fine. It's totally, it is what it is. To each their own, like it was cool that we were able to get that little exclusive clip. Well, not exclusive clip, but yeah.
Yeah, it's an exclusive clip. We own it.
Yeah,
Copyright.
that's true.
Boom,
That's
it's
true.
done. Hey,
Shout out to
Boom.
Yuri for validating my Naruto consumption.
Is that what we're calling it? All right.
I
That's
mean,
what we're calling it.
he did commit to watching Shippuden though, unlike some
I'm
people
committed.
here.
I'm committed. I'm
I mean,
reading the
technically, he's
manga
more
right
episodes in than you
now.
are, Jamie.
Oh
He
my
said he's 6 episodes in.
No, I'm reading it. I'm reading it.
I'd rather read it.
But he is right. It's just one of those timeless animes at this point. Like it's constantly in everyone's somewhere on their list of like favorite anime. It never gets old for me.
Never. You know what does get old? Blood Prison.
Oh my god.
That's the next movie.
Yeah.
Didge, thoughts on Blood Prison? Why is this movie terrible?
One, Sakura's homemade food pills immediately. This movie is terrible. One, because it starts off flawed. Rogue ninjas don't get sent to prison in this world. That's established literally in the first arc, where a rogue ninja is hunted down because that's what they do to their rogue ninjas. So there should be no prison for Naruto to have to go and infiltrate. Now we're talking about infiltrating this prison. Let's suspend our disbelief there and say, okay, yeah, there's supposed to be a prison. Why would a village turn on their quote unquote nuke? That's what the tail beasts are supposed to be. This is supposed to be your hero of the village. This is after the Pain arc. He just saved your village from utter destruction. One, why is the village also looking fine? It's crazy. It just got destroyed. We clearly know it shouldn't have been, it should still be destroyed. But you're sending your hero by saying, we know for a fact that you did this. You should go to jail. It's a weird thing to do to the quote unquote hero. Let's go beyond that. Now we're saying that this is after the 5 Kage Summit arc. Why does he know Killer B? They met at the start of the war. The war hasn't started. We know it hasn't because A still has his hand. He lost his hand in the 5 Kage Summit arc. This movie is just thrown all over the place. They threw shit together and said, hey, here. It's a terrible movie. It's so bad. And that's even before we get to the fact that they tried to traumatize this kid after a lifetime of trauma. And at the end it was like, oh, it's because we knew that you could do it. No, this movie is so bad. Like, it shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly, if I could give it worse than Sakura's homemade food pills, I would. It's that bad. I'll yield.
Wow. That was that was
You've been
something.
practicing for this.
He's got the script.
I
Right in
watched
front
it
of him, he's
again.
got the script.
I watched it again, and because it, obviously we didn't record right after I watched it. It's just been sitting on me. Like, I have to talk about this damn movie. Like, it's just been stewing in my head.
That's fair.
So that's brutal. Just to recap, this movie came out in 2011. Naruto is falsely accused for attacking the 4th Raikage and is arrested by the Hidden Grass and sent to this prison. It takes place after Naruto Shippuden episode 196, which is a whole filler arc going on there. So canonically speaking, like Didge was saying, it's pretty much immediately after Pain is defeated by Naruto. And that is very weird. Christian, what's your rebuttal?
I said it wasn't that bad. I'm not saying it's the best Naruto movie out there. It is not, but I would put it a step above and put it in Genin. But now knowing that, because like for the longest time, I was like, like we had just said off air, when you guys were saying, yeah, these movies aren't canon. I didn't know, like obviously to the manga, but like I've also thought you meant to the show. But I guess they're just filler for the show. But I would still put it at Genin because for the most part, I did like I didn't hate it. I wasn't like, well, it's not the best thing. Like I thought it was kind of stupid. Like, why would they just send Naruto to prison That part didn't make any sense. In the very end,
Getting
we were
scared
like,
straight.
oh, we knew, like, yeah, like
Straight. Oh
you
god.
didn't think we were gonna leave you there. It's like, I mean, I don't know, you made it seem pretty real.
They had to sell it.
Those two parts, it doesn't make sense because it's like you would think that people from oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the saying 8th Jinchuriki. You would think the Raikage would be like, that's not Naruto. Like, who would fool to be like, oh, Naruto just went rogue all of a sudden? And they're like, oh, well, the Raikage said so we have to send him away. And it's like, you're not even gonna let the man like defend himself. You know what I mean?
Took his word as law. What if A was lying?
Exactly.
That should have been the start of the 4th Great Ninja War. If we really being honest, like, you mean to tell me the guy who just saved Konoha just randomly snuck away all the way to your village and tried to assassinate you?
Yeah.
Like, that's not how you would react to this information.
Yeah.
And Tsunade is way too biased of a Hokage to just give up Naruto like that.
100%. And Kakashi.
It's literally like, he calls her grandma. They have a really close relationship. She would just not just throw him away like that. It's like, oh, it was a surprise. Like it was a secret. We weren't telling Naruto. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Kakashi wouldn't do this. Sakura wouldn't do this. Tsunade definitely wouldn't do this. It's just, it makes no sense.
Yeah. So like, I can't say it's the worst of the worst, but like, because like, outside of that aspect, that's the part that did make sense. Everything that happened in the Blood Prisms, like, oh, like, I thought it was just a fun little adventure. That's why I would put it like Kenny, honestly.
Jamie, did you have something to say?
I was like Christian for a time. I thought to myself, this movie, it's not that good, but it could be worse. And then we got to the ending where Tsunade is like, oh yeah, Naruto, like, we was just messing around. Like, you didn't have to, we believe you. You didn't attack the right guy. And like half the village shows up to help him. Where it's like, what is happening? And then also, like, I thought Killer Bee was dead for the majority of the movie. Like, he dies at the beginning, and then they just move on. I was like, what happened to Killer Bee? And then he shows up later. I was like, oh, that ending really, like, it killed any hopes that I had for this movie. So yeah, I'm also in the Sakura food pills category for this one. They screwed it.
Joel?
Yeah.
You got anything to say?
Follow
that up?
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst. I think I had way less fun with the other regular Naruto movies than this movie. I don't care how much it didn't make sense because I didn't know what the fuck was going on anyway. I've watched these movies so many years out of place. I don't know what's what. I'm just watching them as they come. So I don't know where
you
they
do know he had
place
saved
there.
because he did.
I knew it because he used it, not because I knew that at that time he had it. You know what I mean? Like, or else I wouldn't know. So for me, it's all new for me. Yeah, a lot of the concept made no sense. Him going to the prison in the first place or letting him go to the prison never made sense. The ending was silly and stupid because, like, it made no sense. But again, everything in the middle was fine. Were they at the prison? Were that whole thing with the prison, was that too long? Yeah, I think they were there too long. But I think overall, I enjoyed the battles. I enjoyed the setting was interesting, even though it didn't make sense. So that's why I have it at Genin. So that's where I put it.
Oh, I forgot he escaped the prison and then like broke back into the prison too. That was kind of why.
I also got one other question real quick. How come every time he went into Sage mode, the jacket appeared like it was like a Power Rangers transformation?
Isn't that just a thing?
Hey, no,
it's not.
It's
nowhere else.
No, the jacket's cool. That's why
it is. That's why I didn't question. That's why I didn't throw it in with my rant about how bad it is, because I didn't mind it, but it was just weird. Like,
doesn't happen in the show?
No.
So
he only wears it for his fight against Pain.
Oh,
Pain.
Oh,
that's why they did it though. That's how you're gonna recognize it.
But
honestly, it's one of his best looks. He really should.
It is. It's a great look. Honest. And that's why I didn't throw it in my rant, because I wasn't mad at it, but I was just like, "That's weird." All right.
Maybe
Yeah.
Gababunta brought it with him, Didge. I don't know. It was off screen. He's just like, Naruto, I brought you your coat.
He just throws it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look what I found.
So we have 2 votes for food pills and 2 votes for Guinean. I had fun with this movie. It is stupid. It makes no sense. But I had more fun with this movie than I did with Stone of Galel and Crescent Moon. And Bonds, if I'm being completely honest. Because, like, even though canonically speaking, this movie makes 0 sense, I fully acknowledge that, it was still watchable. Naruto
Yeah.
is still... like him being in the prison and him getting to know the people in the prison, even though the whole thing is just like to reveal to be some big stupid joke of a plot. I still got to see Naruto and his friends fight this villain in a story that if you remove the canon elements away from it, it does kind of make sense of they sent their best ninja to infiltrate this prison to sniff out this problem, but Naruto's too stupid, they couldn't trust him with it. Like, I get what they were going for, just canonically speaking, it doesn't add up. So I would put it in Guinean. I think it's better than these other 3 we already have in Guinean. But also that's not saying much because I think I voted food pills for all of these and I was just outvoted. So
No.
Jamie, we're the only ones with sense.
Ooh.
I'm not mad at it,
Dang.
honestly, because I can
Never
see.
mind, you're out too now.
Oh.
You accepted it.
It's like I can see why they say it deserves getting, because that was my ranking, like 80% of the movie, and then we got towards the end, and I was like, oh no.
we also I'm also taking into account is I don't think it's nearly as offensive as this one.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
one was awful.
It was terrible.
It was awful.
Bonds was more boring for sure. Even though I do like the
it's
concept.
the bottom tier,
Yeah.
that can go infinitely bad. And it was very much bottom tier. It may have been top of the bottom tier, but it was bottom tier.
I think Bonds is more bottom tier if we're being honest. And we let
Bonds-
that
go
Bonds
So you
is
would move
not
Bonds
good.
backwards then?
Both can go.
We'll revisit this later. We've got to get through the next movie.
Okay, yeah. Let's go through the rest.
Yeah,
of
because
them.
now we're getting the good movies.
Oh,
I think we're into the good movies from here on out, hopefully.
I hope so.
Naruto Shippuden, the movie, Road to Ninja. And this one, Road to Ninja acts as basically like a what-if story. Naruto and Sakura are transported to a reality where both Naruto's parents are alive and Sakura is the orphan, the child of heroes, the 4th Hokage. Oh, and Sasuke just never left Konoha.
He's a
Minma
hoe
and...
in this movie.
Yeah, he's a thought for sure. Minma and Sakura have to find a way to get back home with the help of the Akatsuki. This takes place after 251 in Shippuden, which, again, doesn't really matter, but for context, I'm pretty sure the Ninja War is about to start.
Yeah, he was prepping. Remember, that was the whole point of him doing the jutsu, because he was prepping to make sure that it would work.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. I actually really dig this one a lot. Like, of the non-canon movies, I think this is by far the best one. Canonically speaking, it makes sense that Madara would want to plan and get ready to unleash the infinite Tsukuyomi, so he tests it out. How does he get in Konoha? I don't know. I really don't care. But the movie had to happen. And that's what we just have to accept with some of these non-canon Naruto movies. Time. Right. That's not the biggest offense here, especially coming off of Blood Prison, you know? So I think that's cool. Once we get to the alternate reality, I really like seeing these alternate Elseworld takes of the Konoha 12 and their relationship. I hate how Sakura's life seems pretty easy, though, and Naruto's life was hell when he was an orphan, but that's a story for another day.
I think that was more so on Sakura, though. Like, Naruto's life was hell because one, he had the Nine Tails in him, and we clearly see even still his alternate would have had it. But Naruto actually wanted parents, and Sakura was so geeked to not have parents that she was just loving everything.
She was getting free stuff, though, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, she was
enjoying.
Well, that's also because
too much.
Yeah, she was. That's fair. I think that's due to the Nine Tails.
Yeah.
when you think about it, the premise of that is crazy. That means her parents sacrificed themselves but put the nine tails in another family's baby.
No kid.
Like,
Well,
Like, oh no, not our child.
that's so my read on it and my take, and again, it's a non-canon Naruto movie.
Yeah.
There's probably not much into it, but my read on it was it like the Nine Tails never attacked
oh,
because
okay, that's
Kushina would have
fair.
died if
Yeah,
the Nine Tails was unleashed.
Well,
right?
no,
it's true.
I thought when she got it taken, she was on her deathbed. Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we established in early like the first arc of Shippuden that if you just rip a tailed beast out of a Jinchuriki,
Yeah.
they're pretty much gonna die.
Yep,
So
I just read that chapter.
There you go.
Hey.
so
Now watch it.
Yeah.
Now watch it unfold.
Jamie, I just want to make it known that you have no winning with them.
Yeah.
Like, you're okay in my book. Like
Yeah, you're fine, buddy. I'm gonna be honest. I read all of it before I watched it, so
Oh, interesting.
That's commitment. Double.
Yeah,
well, I was
not
reading it.
running back
I was
like
reading
that.
it weekly, so
Yeah, as those come. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
were
my-
there when
my
it was
cousin-
written. That's crazy.
Wow.
I know people that are very impatient and read ahead. I'm not waiting for no anime. All right.
I did that with Attack on Titan.
I
There
did
you
too.
go.
I
Just
finished
kind of
that.
pissed me off because it's the end of Attack on Titan. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like the Nine Tails didn't attack. They probably died fighting Madara or whatever happened instead.
That's
Because
fair.
Kushina would be dead, and so she probably just passed it on to Naruto, like she had the Nine Tails passed to her. Anyway, thoughts on Road to Ninja?
Hokage.
Ooh.
I'm saying Hokage. It's a great movie. Mike and I watched it, and I was like, this is I've never seen Road to Ninja. I didn't know what it was about. And I know there's like some kind of multiversal like esque movie out there. And I was like, this is
Mirror
so
dimension.
funny. It is wacky, it is crazy, it is so out of left field, but it's still it like Mike said, you know, the villain makes sense because it is Madra. And it's amazing. Like I love in the final battle, it's like it's great. Like the entire like Sakura's acting like a dick the entire time. Like literally complaining about her parents in front of Naruto.
That's
She's
in
not-
character though, isn't it?
That is
That's
that's
so Sakura. I love
That
it.
is true. Like
Should try.
Sakura's emotional intelligence is not there, like at all.
Never
I'm like-
forget that she went to Sasuke and complained about Naruto being an orphan, and if he had parents, he'd be a better person. To
Yeah.
Sasuke, who was an orphan,
Yeah.
and he said, "You suck," and walked away. And then she was like,
Yeah.
"Sasuke, how could you?"
Yeah. Sakura doesn't think before she speaks, like at all.
She had
But
parents.
it was exactly. But like seeing everyone else, you know, and these essentially like the rest of the Leaf Village kind of like switching personalities. Like you see this super crazy heated Hinata, and it's funny how Sakura's like, this is the only time I've ever been pissed at Hinata. And it's like, yeah, it's fun. So I would put it at Hokage. It hits you in the feels, you know, because Naruto's complaining during he's bummed out, you know, he's trying to become a Jonin. And you know, he's saying, oh, like why did my parents have to be the heroes? Why couldn't they stay with me? And you know, that same thing kind of happens later in the movie, and he understands why. And he's like, you know, that whole like, you know, oh, the callback kind of thing. But I would put it at Hokage. It is a great movie. I would watch it over and like if I ever felt like rewatching any of these Naruto movies, it's definitely one of the ones I would rewatch.
Joel.
Yeah, it might be my favorite of the Naruto movies. Yeah, I was very hesitant to put it at Hokage though, because I'm like, I don't really like putting anything at number one. But I won't disagree if you guys put it at Hokage though. It was like when we finally got to it, I'm like, wow, this was really good
Yeah.
compared to what we've been watching.
It's
I like the whole mirror dimension aspect to it. I was like,
Yeah.
this is all different and a different take on something I already loved. So I'm like, yeah, I really dig it. So either Jonin or a Hokage, I won't fight either.
All right. Didge.
Originally, I was going Jonin for this, just because I don't think you should have too many Hokage movies. I'm sort of in the same camp as Joel in that, but this movie was so good. I gotta agree. I'll go Hokage. This movie was so good. Um, it almost felt like it could have been canon anyway. The way
Yeah.
that everything went down, I know obviously that it's not, but it fit within the general storyline so well, and it added like even the characters they didn't feel out of place. Um, even the way that they acted felt like well that's how they were at that time in the show. Um, I really have nothing negative to say other than Sakura annoyed me, but that's how she kind of was at that time. So it fits.
True.
That's fair. I loved seeing the Akatsuki again because at this point of the story, they're
That
not
is
present.
also
So,
true.
like that callback is so great. And I even love like we start off the movie and they're fighting the Akatsuki and they're like, how are most of these dudes even alive? And then the reveal is like, oh, there's Zetsu clones. That was great too because you could have just wrote it off as movies not canon. It's just being stupid again. But like every
Yeah.
single detail had some sort of logical reason behind it, which again feels like it's a low bar, but it's just so well done. Like you were saying, Didge, it feels like it could just be a canon story,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's really great. Jamie, what are your thoughts on Road to Ninja?
You know, for a second I got scared because I'm like, damn, what did happen to this movie? So I had to look at the Wikipedia really quick. And like, oh, that's right. Because I remembered like it being like a mirror world and getting to see the cast that was kind of like they had like reversed attributes, I guess. But then outside of that, I'm like, who did he fight? What was the battle? But now I remember. Now I remember.
He fought Minma Uzumaki. How did you forget this?
Listen, I have no idea. And I was starting to think like maybe I fell asleep on this one, but no, I totally remember watching that part now that I read the Wikipedia. So I don't know. I don't know how this one I don't know what happened. Maybe I need to rewatch it. But I like this one. I probably would put it in Jonin only because I think it's good and I remember the feeling that it gave me like, okay, this one was cool. But I really cannot remember that many details from it. So it's more due to my own memory that I put it in Jonin and not Hokage, but I enjoyed it. I think it was cool.
Okay, I'm gonna need Joel and Didge to commit and figure out if this is gonna be Jonin or Hokage.
Yeah, bastard. What are the next two?
The Last and Boruto, the movie.
Sure. Hokage.
Same. Yeah, let's do it.
Guys, we have our first Kage level movie. How about that? Yeah, this it's so fun. The infight with Naruto and Minma is so interesting. I wish we could have spent a little bit more time figuring out like how does Minma go bad, like what makes him power hungry and like fall into the trappings of Madara, because by all accounts he had a pretty decent life. He had Minato and Kushina in his life, you know. And, like,
oh, I remember now. I was confused, like how you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like, how did he turn bad? Because and then also like his parents were acting like Naruto was actually their son. And like, wouldn't they know? Like,
right?
he
That's
doesn't look like that.
I think he was possessed because remember at the end when
I don't remember. I'm just gonna tell you now.
Fair. You don't.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah, but remember his hair went from black to yellow at the end. So I think the whole point was that he was possessed.
Could have been
probably
some genjutsu
yeah,
nonsense, you know.
That's honestly what I just chalked it up.
He was
to.
going through a phase. They just chalked it up.
it was his god phase.
Yeah.
God, Bob, leave me alone.
Yeah. He needed to walk it off. Came back normal.
Because what do we think happened to Sasuke in this universe that just made him stay and be a thought?
The domesticated Sasuke, the docile Sasuke. I don't know. He was just.
Yeah, I have no idea.
His life is perfect. It's the complete
like,
opposite.
Like we didn't see his parents, so
We
the
didn't see
Jiha
Itachi
massacre
either.
still happened, I assume.
Well, maybe not because Itachi
was-
was there. Remember the Akatsuki was like a
Oh,
force
that's
for
fair.
good, so
That's
Itachi was just
Wow,
around
that's a good point.
chilling.
True.
That's true. That's true.
That's a good
Mhm.
point.
I don't
So
know.
instead of hate in his heart, it was just full of love.
Well, maybe.
A lot of love.
A
Yeah.
lot of love.
Well, he really
Well,
wouldn't have been a
it's just he
dick.
decided not to seek for revenge. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the Hokage's calling the Akatsuki, then yeah, Itachi probably didn't do anything too crazy.
Point.
Maybe he
It's
took
like, I
out like
just-
one or two people and was just like,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the message.
Maybe he took out spoiler instead. I'm not gonna say it because Jane's actually
That's a
reading.
good point.
She hasn't read
Naruto.
that far yet.
Yeah.
Right. But like that would have been interesting. Anyway, that's the type of stuff I want out of these filler stories, and I wish we
Yeah.
could have gotten out of the rest of the movies. Of yeah, it's not canon, but we're gonna do something fun and cool that the show would never do, but
I
it
agree.
still makes sense, you know.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
We are finally moving on to the canon films, though, the last two. As the title implies, the film is the last film in the Naruto franchise. It takes place after episode 493 of Shippuden, and this time Naruto and his friends discover that the moon will collide with Earth, and an event caused by a descendant of the Sage of Six Paths. The last Naruto, the movie, is not the typical action adventure, but instead a romantic comedy.
Kage. I'm just gonna jump out right there. This movie was great. Again, I do remember when this came out. I know you said that it's set there in the anime, but it's also from the manga. It's set between chapters 699 and 700, and going from 699 to 700. 700 was basically like a flash forward, and so you had a bunch of questions, and obviously you knew it was the last chapter of the Naruto manga, so you were just like, okay, it's just the epilogue. So to get you a setup to that epilogue, it sort of filled in where you were like, well, how did we get here? And it had a lot of action still. It had all of the things that you want from a Naruto story, but it was good to see how the Naruto Hinata relationship sort of went from where they were, him apparently forgetting that she confessed her love and
She
almost
got out of
died
the
for
friend
him.
zone.
To yes, basically to the
No.
marriage. And
He
it was
spaced
great.
out a lot because he got beat up quite a bit, a lot of
He
brain
did.
drama. So
He did.
that's why he didn't realize she confessed her love like
That's
300
fair.
episodes ago.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I'll give you that. But it was good to see a different character arc of not just sort of like a character arc built through pain and everything. It was like him realizing the love that he has for someone,
Mhm.
and it being reciprocated, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, Kage for sure.
I agree. I would also put it Hokage. I do remember this one, and I thought it was very cute. And also Naruto acting like a dumb boy, which frustrated me for Hinata. But then he finally got it, and I was like, okay, at least she got through.
It happens.
At least
you
she
know?
got through. Yeah, it happens too frequently. But yeah, I like this one. It was really cute to see their kind of like love story because I obviously I know some things about Naruto even though I haven't like seen the whole show, whatever, yada yada. And knowing that like Naruto and Hinata got together, I was always confused as to why, because it seemed like, well, it was pretty obvious that like Hinata has some kind of feelings for him even early on.
What gave that
but-
away? All her lines being
But it's like, Naruto never felt that same way. So you feel like after a while, she just be like, all right, this is just not going to work. Let me move on to somebody
Nah,
else or
she was
something.
persistent.
She was. She knew what she wanted. She knew what she wanted.
She was
Um,
persistent.
Yeah. So, I mean, Hinata, she won this one for the ladies. So good for her.
A good guy.
She did have to get kidnapped and all this other stuff for Naruto to finally open his eyes.
He's like,
But, everything worked out in the end.
it's true.
Yeah.
true love won.
Yeah.
For them.
I'm put a Hokage for sure. I've seen it twice. I bawled my eyes out twice. I was like, God, this is so good. But it obviously, yeah, Naruto can be like this knucklehead of a person. But and I think not Sasuke, sorry, Sakura put it perfectly to Hinata, saying that Naruto doesn't know the difference between like love for like ramen and like feelings when it comes to another human, because again, Naruto had a crappy childhood, and why would he know what that feels like?
Right.
Like why would he know how to pick up on, someone effectively, confiding in him to, like, they're expressing their love for him? Like he wouldn't know because he wasn't, I mean, he effectively raised himself in a way, he had senseis and
Right.
whatnot, but no one really taught him that that aspect of life. So it's like, yeah, he's so oblivious, but it's well worth it when it comes together. And the whole sequence of when they're like crossing into the moon, and that whole, he kind of starting to put the pieces together, and then he's like, oh, his entire like demeanor, his entire personality just like changes around here. And it's crazy because she's extremely introverted and super super shy, where it's like
Yeah.
anything that she does, like she has, I mean, you saw it in the movie, she had to like work up the nerve to even just go to the ramen shop and be like, oh yeah, I just have this bag. Or like even when during the tuning exams they kind of did the flashback where she's like, oh, here, take this ointment. Like she was blushing, like she was like, I don't want to be here, but I like this guy. So like that was like her intention of like goodwill towards him. But yeah, it's Hokage. It's beautiful. They fight on the freaking moon. For God's sake, it's awesome. Like great action set pieces. It is more of a romantic comedy for sure, but it's unlike the others. But just like Roto Ninja, it's its own thing, and it definitely stands out from the rest.
I will say though, I feel like we do have to give Naruto some more credit when it comes
Oh
to
yeah.
his emotional intelligence, because he definitely sees that Sakura likes Sasuke, and he was like kind of liking Sakura when they were kids. So that would also fuel like his rivalry between him and Sasuke
It's
too.
true.
Mhm.
So I feel like it was more so like if he really likes this person or this food, I guess if we're talking Sakura's like comparison, then he really is like paying attention to these details. But
Mhm.
when it comes to other people, that I guess maybe it also is like a proximity thing. Like he just really gets to know the people that are really like just he hangs out with very frequently. Versus Hinata, like even if she is around him a lot, I feel like it's almost like kind of in the background, like, oh, Naruto, I'm back here. So like,
Yeah,
She whispers, "Excuse me."
like, what is there a fly in here? Like, what was that?
I would completely agree, except for that one scene in the pain arc, which is so like head scratching. But yeah, like Naruto spent a year with Sasuke and Sakura on Team 7, and like that was just a lifelong bond for him that he was willing to travel to hell and back to get Sasuke and
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
back to the village. So it's like his emotional intelligence, we have to give him a little bit more credit there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because
Sakura, not so much.
I mean, with that also for him getting that team, that was the first family he had. Like, yes, he had a
Yeah.
sensei, and some of the kids in the academy kind of were friends with him. Like we always saw in the flashbacks, Shikamaru and Choji were always around. More so Shikamaru than anything, but
Mhm.
Yeah, he was cool.
once he got the team, especially after that first mission, um, that's when you could really see they had kind of a bond, even though theirs was a lot more of a rivalry between Naruto and Sasuke. It
like
was the
brothers, though.
first, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's the first inkling of anything towards like having a family.
Mhm.
So it makes sense when you think about it why he would go to the ends of the earth to try to bring them back, because at the end of the day he still doesn't want to lose that family because he already knows what it's like to not have one.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Hinata, Shikamaru, like those are characters that I'm sure he feels strongly for too. But like you were saying, Hinata is just so soft spoken.
Yeah.
Naruto is very dense. So that was just the perfect storm of that's why they never got together sooner, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're in the fourth Great Ninja War holding hands.
Right.
And this man didn't think that they were in a relationship.
That's the thing. Yeah, he sees emotions, he sees relationships, but I don't know if he really sees them.
yeah,
And I think that was
Mhm.
sort of what they were trying to illustrate with the movie. Because like Jamie said, once he realized it, like, oh no, I love this woman, his entire demeanor around her changed. Like he
Mhm.
was so protective of her in little things. Like every time something would happen, he would make sure that he was kind of in front of her. He was the first to notice that she wasn't coming through that bubble. Like
Yeah.
everything about her like existence sort of became to the forefront when he realized his feelings for her.
Right.
yeah. It all makes sense. It's like the extreme on both sides. Like
Yeah.
obviously Naruto is like extremely extroverted, and
Right.
Hinata is like, I never, extremely introverted. And like usually
Yeah.
those kind of pairings do work. I
Right.
know like a lot of
Mhm.
my friends with
Opposites attract.
couples where, one person is extremely extroverted, the other one is just extremely introverted. It just works for whatever reason. But yeah, great movie. Great
Yeah.
movie.
Absolutely. Yeah, I won't argue with that. I think for the most part, it was nice to see the background between like Hinata and Naruto, because like you kind of saw it coming throughout the years, but at the same time, you weren't sure if he would ever click, if it would ever click. Because I just figured she'd grow out of it, and he'll just maybe he would get with Sakura, because that's kind of what you expect when that's who he's been chasing this whole time, and Sasuke's like, I don't care about you. Like, so you're like,
The
what
moment when he says, "Who are you?" in Shippuden is the funniest thing in the entire
That
anime
was
to me, because he's just
hilarious.
like, "I don't even remember you, woman. I'm sorry."
Yeah, she was broken after that. But how many times do you break this girl's heart? And
He
like
literally
Naruto's
stabbed her in the
always
chest
there.
like twice.
For real. And like Naruto's always there to pick up the pieces, and she treats him like shit. And I think that's probably at
Yeah.
the end of the day what pushed him over the edge.
He
Major
said,
bitch,
"Enough."
yo. It's like Jesus Christ. Come over. I think that probably is what did it. But that is really nice. And maybe that's probably they were probably so different. That's why it never clicked to him. It's like but she's like that with everybody, even though she does like him, she's very shy with everyone, very introverted with
Mhm.
everyone.
Yeah,
So it's
even her
like, whatever.
conversations with Sakura in this movie.
Yeah, she's very soft spoken and just
That's just how she is. So I could see him being oblivious, and maybe at the same time, maybe he's not as interested in the beginning because of that. It's like whatever. It's like
Yeah, he had
just-
all the. I don't know how old they were, but they were girls, and they were
oh,
in a
at that
specific.
point,
Yeah.
he was peak because after everything he said, this is peak Naruto.
that was high school Naruto.
Yeah, he
that
was
jock.
I'm the man. He knows he's the man. So it's one of the. But he wasn't trying. It's not like he was a ladies' man. You know what I mean? He
Right.
wasn't
Yeah.
Sasuke.
He was just kind of like,
No,
oh, y'all
was
like
a ninja.
ramen? I like ramen. Okay,
Right.
let's get some ramen.
It's not like
Wait.
Road to Ninja Sasuke. where
Yeah,
he
it's
just
not Naruto to
knows.
Sasuke.
Right.
Player though. He wasn't that. But it was cool to see it all around that whole thing happen, and because I do remember at the end of Shippuden, without spoiling Shippuden, it kind of jumps right.
Yeah.
And then you get right to the wedding and whatever. So it's like they don't show the in between. So I kind of look at this as like the in between they never got. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. That's why this is why I was giving the episode numbers, because if
Gotcha.
you watch this movie right when I said like episode 493,
Mhm.
the next episode is prepping for the wedding. And it's
Yeah.
493.
Right.
My God.
you're about to read a 700 chapter manga, Jamie. Come on now.
Get
Or
to
watch
it.
a 400 something episode.
I had which
Where you
one's
can skip
shorter. We'll
fillers.
never know. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever.
Facts.
You know.
Before we already
Read the
I already moved this
manga.
to
It's better.
it is better. I already moved this to Hokage because I felt
Yeah.
like it was a unanimous vote. I just want to acknowledge before we move on to the next movie. Rock Lee kicks a moon.
Tries to kick a moon.
He kicked the moon, Didge.
That's fair. He did get the kick.
He
It was
got
him.
the
It was
kick
him and a
in.
bunch of people.
My name is Rocco.
It was him and like 4 other people. I have no idea who those 4 other people were. I don't think they showed them clear enough. But
Yeah.
he had a squad kicking with him.
He had a squad. He kicked a moon. He cut the thing in half. And then Kakashi just sitting there like, well, this is how I die. And then Sasuke just picks
Man.
up the rest of the moon with the Chidori, and it's just like,
I forgot
how
about
OP
that.
are these characters? What just happened?
Become
We're
TBZ
getting, we're
all of
getting
a sudden.
Saiyan level now.
Yeah.
The Sasuke one I can buy. Like, the man's got a
I mean,
Susanoo.
to be
like,
fair,
he's got six pass energy. Like, I get that.
I think
But Rock
Piccolo
Lee,
blew up the moon for fun. Not for fun, for a reason. But
He definitely
what-
blew up the moon.
he blew up
Yeah.
the moon and with no repercussions. But whatever.
You can
Like-
arguably say that Rock Lee has worked harder than any other ninja in the Leaf Village. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, like that's the thing that just surprised me. Like, this man just has taijutsu. He just
Yeah.
brute forced the moon down.
Yeah.
What happened here?
He
Yes,
is the
sir.
I will
master
say,
of
You brought
taijutsu.
up a point. You brought up a point. That is the one thing that bothered me though, is that Kakashi really just was giving up. He was just like, when that failed, he was just, well, hey, wrap it up, everyone. We had a good run.
It was like, let's go, let's
Like,
go.
Yeah.
Hope y'all said y'all goodbyes because I got nothing else.
This is why the Raikage is the best Kage. Man had a laser, and the only reason he didn't shoot the moon down was because Killer Bee's like, I can't shoot at Naruto, fools. And Kakashi, like, our entire defense system is Rock Lee kicking this thing down, and
Yeah.
hopefully Sasuke sees
Every
the moon
other
calling
village
from
had
another
something
village.
interesting. It's so crazy. They had the Mizukage. She's out here throwing out water dragon jutsus, getting her Keke Genkais to block stuff. Gara had plenty. He had plenty
Yes,
sand
sir.
sand blocks. Even the Tsuchikage, he was dust particle to everything, and we just had Rock Lee kick.
Yes, sir.
It's so insane.
Future Hokage right there.
And it almost worked.
It almost worked.
Yeah.
That's what made it so great. That it almost worked.
It is
Not
It's
in
so
half.
funny.
It's so funny how laid back Akashi is.
That's why Rock Lee is one of the
That's
most
what I'm saying.
popular
It was-
characters. Let's be real.
He was like, "What do you guys expect me to do?" He's like, "I'm the Hokage, but like, I mean, compared to the others, come on now."
I'm gonna be real. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the other Kage would have had a good idea either.
Mm-mm.
Tsunade would have
No.
just been like, Naruto's got it.
Yeah,
Or I'm just have to catch it.
They're
Rock,
good.
he was ready to blow that thing up. He was like, "Let's
Yeah.
go! I got all the preps. We're out here. We outside. We outside."
That's so funny.
We made it through the Naruto movies, but there's still one more left, and that is Boruto, Naruto the movie. Again, it's technically not a Naruto film, but this is still in the Naruto universe. The mantle, the torch, the headband has been passed to Boruto Uzumaki. The world's Jinchuriki are being assassinated, which means this threat will soon be coming for Naruto, the seventh Hokage. The only ones who can save him are his son Boruto and his old friend Sasuke Uchiha. This movie.
Wait, time.
takes-
Is that the description? There's only one other Jinchuriki in this world at this point.
Don't talk about it, Didge.
That
We're not talking about it.
is true. That's
We're not,
true.
we're not talking about it, Didge.
That's crazy. All right.
You really spoiled it, dude.
Spoilers.
Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry. I forgot.
She was never gonna read Boruto anyway. It's fine.
No, yeah. I'm not
That's
looking
true.
forward to it.
Boruto's great. That's okay. This movie takes place after like episode 45 of Boruto, but this is the first chapter of the manga. So do with that information what you will.
Wait,
When you
what?
told me that, I was shocked.
Yeah, I was.
This is
Because like
when
I read the manga, I didn't realize how far deep into the series it was before this came into the anime.
Yeah,
Oh, I did not know that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
wow.
That's why when it was happening, I'm like, damn, this is kind of where I left off. Like, when I first- like I'm not even that far away from that event, so it's pretty funny.
That's quite sad, actually.
I mean, like 40 episodes have passed it now.
So this is
probably.
like 45 episodes in, huh?
That's so insane to me.
That is crazy. I thought this was like the tail end after the last, a little bit of a time skip, but
no,
like,
there's a lot of filler.
Manga wise, it is. But,
Yeah,
you know,
manga wise it is. Manga wise is the next
so the
chapter
manga,
after the wedding.
Oh,
This-
manga. So this So this story is the next chapter. Manga.
yeah, it
Okay.
technically has like it start, then it flashes back, but all of that is in the first chapter.
What the?
Yeah, this movie adapts the first 12 chapters of Boruto Naruto Next Generations.
Right.
Wow.
You know,
I did not know that.
there's a lot
All
of
that said, I'm giving it a Kage ranking.
Yeah, let's talk about the movie itself.
All that
Oh.
said, this movie is phenomenal. This movie is great. The fight is that Momoshiki versus Naruto and Sasuke fight is one of the best fights in all of anime. It's an amazing fight. Boruto is annoying, but he had his character growth, and it fits towards the end. But I remember reading the manga, thinking like, I can't wait to see this animated. And when the movie came out, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I waited to see this animated because this is great. So yeah, I'm giving it a Kage. 3 Kages to ride this out.
For a while when I rewatched it, because I've seen this movie like a few times actually. And at first I was like, maybe I'll give it Jonin, but then I thought about it some more. And for it, I mean, even though it's called Boruto, it's literally Boruto Naruto the movie. And you know,
That's
we
the title.
get well, the same, like, it's, you know, they say, oh, like this, you know, the last is the last movie, but it's like, I guess they had to throw Naruto in there to be like, hey, it's brand
it's part of the
recognition.
same universe. Yeah.
Yeah, part of the same universe. I guess they could have said Naruto Boruto the movie. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, you know,
That's a mess either way.
yeah,
is.
it literally is a mess either way.
Really, just they ran into the issue that none of the other anime have run into, is that Naruto is the name of the character and the name of the franchise.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, if this was Dragon Ball and it was about Gohan, you would just
Yeah,
call
you
it Dragon Ball. But
Yeah,
the Naruto franchise is named after Naruto.
yeah.
And since this is the first movie of Boruto, the first arc of Boruto, you need to keep Naruto's name in there for branding recognition.
Right.
So
That makes
kind of
sense. Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. But you know, we finally we get to see, I mean, I'm not sure when it comes to the show, but you know, we get to see Naruto as a full-fledged yeah, more so, yeah, full-fledged Hokage. You know, how he handles running the village, and he's tired. He is exhausted. You know, he knew, yeah, what a drag. But you know, he knew what he signed up for, but it does take a toll on his personal life. You know, like obviously, you know, he gets him and Hinata have 2 beautiful children. One is more arguably better than the other. You know, Bartzel's a bit of a brat. Gives me a little bit of a Sakura vibes, just a little bit, but you know, he has his own character growth.
You're
Like
spoiled,
said.
just say it.
Yeah, definitely spoiled. So it is kind of like the fish out of water, the flip effect. You know, Boruto has effectively everything, but you know, you see Naruto trying to hold it all together and him trying to fill that father role, because again, he doesn't, like, he, you know, he's had role models, but he's never had a father. He doesn't really know what that's like. He never had that growing up, so he's trying his best to, you know, protect the village and, you know, stay Mr. Good husband at home. And even Hinata kind of sees it, where she's like, hey, like, she acknowledges, you know, the Naruto has this responsibility. Boruto doesn't necessarily see it, but like throughout the movie, I love how, you know, Naruto, he still sticks to his ninja way. He's not like, oh, you know, well, I'm Hokage now, I can do whatever I want. Like, he calls out his own son, disqualifies his own son, removes that headband, and says, "You are
Snatches his
no
weave.
longer a shinobi," because
His weave.
but you know, it's great, you know, and we finally get more Sasuke we probably have of any of these movies.
Yeah.
All in one.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
Outside of
yeah,
Clash of the Land of Snow, yeah, this is probably the most
Yeah.
screen time he's ever had.
literally. You know, he's always been Mr. Aloof, like in the background, but it's always a big deal when Sasuke comes onto the scene. Everyone's like, oh crap, it's Sasuke, like what is he up to?
Right.
But yeah, I loved it. You know, you finally get to see the I guess growing or the matured nature or relationship between Sakura, or not Sakura, but Sasuke and Naruto and why he calls Naruto a loser because he hates to lose. Never really thought that was like the reason. I thought he just literally hated this man,
That
saying
was
that
cap, man. I swear he's just saying that because he got his butt beat in the Final Valley. That was
yeah,
cap.
that's cap for sure. But it is a great movie, and like Did said, like the fight, the final fight, like it is. I was the first time that I ever watched this movie, I was blown away. I was like, this is awesome. This is everything that we're seeing Sasuke and Naruto effectively in their prime. And
Oh yeah.
Hinata's there, but heck man, she gets messed up. She runs in after Naruto, and that if that's not true love, I don't know what is. Because
Yeah.
wow, like Bart's like, why did you run in after him? I was like, because that is her man. Of course, that would be so out of character for you and Hinata to sit there and do nothing. Ironically,
I
because
mean, she did have kids. So
yeah. Well,
I
yeah,
get
I'm
it.
just but it's like her just rushing in after Naruto, like that is so in character for her that it's like But yeah, I would put a Hokage for sure.
That's a high rating, guys.
I'm sorry, that was a long rant, but
I like the positivity.
thank you.
Joel, having seen the anime
Yeah.
lead up to this and then seeing the anime version of this story, how was it like watching this movie?
Well, this got right to the point at the very least, it took a while, the anime. Because a lot of the anime is just, you get to meet the new class, So the next, it says Boruto, Naruto, the next generation. Well, you get to meet the next generation. You get to meet the new teams, Team 7, Team whatever, all these new teams. And some new characters that were not in Naruto, that are not kids of old shinobi. So it's like there's a lot of characters they're setting up for future events and stuff like that. So eventually, and you get to sit with the whole Naruto Boruto dissatisfaction with Boruto, with Naruto always working and all this stuff. It's all like a longer build towards that moment, whereas it all happens within the same movie, which is fine. I mean, I already knew it was coming. It was coming because that's kind of already. So I went through it already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just it all, but it moved really well. Like I didn't feel like I wasn't bored at any point at all. It was smooth ride. And look, I love the fact that after watching so much of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, to get to the point in Boruto where like the last fight in this movie is with Naruto and Sasuke at the height of their powers, you could argue. All the Kages like fighting this.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This has to be the most powerful villain they ever face if they're gonna have all these people in there. That's not the war. So I'm
Yeah.
like it was something else. And now after watching it, I'm like, man, this probably would have been really cool in 4D. Because I watched Dragon Ball Superhero in 4D, and that was a blast.
Oh
Nice.
man,
Oh man,
That
I
it
sounds
still
was
have to
so
watch
good.
that one.
yeah, Superhero was pretty cool in 4D. So I
Superhero
imagine
was
what this would have
great.
been in 4D. Probably would have been fun.
More Gohan.
Yeah. Very Gohan.
Jamie. She's like,
It's very Gohan.
All right.
I'm kind of there with you though. Low-key.
Are you though? Are
I'm
you?
not.
It's the way
I don't know
she
if you're at
said
the
it.
way
That's-
she
that's-
said
that's-
it.
Yeah, it's the way
I don't
she
know if you're
said
at that
it.
level.
Oh, I mean, I don't hit him that much. I mean, they definitely they did my boy dirty, but like, yeah,
They did. They so did.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball backtrack. They should have did. Eventually, they probably would have did what Naruto did with Boruto, but they said, "Nah, Goku's me."
Naruto had the balls to
It's all
do
about
what Dragon
Goten,
Ball
baby.
Stupid
did.
fans.
Dragon Ball did not do what Naruto had the balls to do.
that's
And
true.
go all in. You know?
Yep.
They
Yep.
said it was because the fans in Japan revolted. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did the world not revolt when Boruto came out, Didge?
they're still revolting,
It was-
bitch.
It was different though. You got to figure that was pre-social media. So if it got that bad where he felt it pre-social media, they had to be going insane.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because they
But they're
wanted
still stupid.
Yeah, I was
They
like,
didn't
come
know
on.
anything. Now look what they've
Fans
done.
don't
They
like
cursed
change.
us.
Yeah.
Goku will
Oh, I mean,
live
I wouldn't say they
forever.
cursed us. I mean, Dragon Ball Super
Live
pretty
is
awesome.
oversimplification.
Yeah.
Jamie, what did you think of Boruto the movie?
I really liked it. I think this is my first or no, I think it's my second time actually seeing anything Boruto related. But my first time watching this movie. And it's interesting to see like who ended up with whom. I feel like all of it was very
That's
like
fun.
predictable if you've seen like far enough into Naruto. I did mix up some names when we were talking about like who got with who, but you know, it's like in my heart I knew who I was talking about.
God.
And yeah, it was interesting to see like the technology and stuff that they're working with and how they're trying to like distinguish Boruto from Naruto. I really like that aspect of it. I am kind of conflicted about Boruto as a character because it's like on the one hand I do understand like he wants his dad to be there for him and for his little sister. So like when Naruto is like, you know, spends all day at the office or whatever, doesn't really come home, not even for like his sister's birthday.
That was
Like that's
heartbreaking.
really that was
heartbreaking.
heartbreaking.
That was
like,
hard to watch.
That was
yeah.
trash.
And
man.
Naruto knew he messed up. He was like, crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that definitely does suck. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like he also had negative attitudes towards more things that just made it like, man, this kid he could not be any further away from being from being Naruto's kid, you know? But then we also see him kind of once he starts getting his confidence and his dad starts recognizing his like kind of fake achievements because he's not really using jutsu, he starts to like open up. He's like, yeah, dad's kind of cool, like I want to impress this guy. And then that fight at the end was really crazy. It was really, really cool to see like Naruto and Sasuke fighting together. Definitely like I learned some things that I did not know previously. So I'm a little unfortunate, but
Spoilers.
at the same time, you know, I used to actually when I was in like middle school and a little bit into high school, I used to read the last page of a book first, and then I would read from the beginning.
I knew you were a
So
psychopath. Oh my God.
how am I a psychopath?
Witchcraft.
I
Some
understand.
people
I understand,
do that.
Jamie. I've done it.
See,
before,
it
so
I've
kind of
never
makes it
done that.
interesting.
Why?
Great,
Why?
you're both
No.
psychopaths. Congratulations.
No.
because honestly, I get it because a lot of stuff, the journey is more important to me than the ending.
Yeah.
I don't. The ending
That's
is
true.
it's cool. Like the ending, obviously, you want to know sort of the resolution, but there are a lot of times where I care more about how did we get here than I
Mhm.
care about.
That's
Oh,
why
okay,
you
we're here.
read
That's
it in
true.
order, Demetrius.
I did read it in order. I
You don't
just
have to
like,
throw
you
my
know.
government out there like that.
He
I
used
didn't-
his government name.
Goodness. Wow. But yeah.
I didn't know that until now. So.
Really? Oh, I'm shocked. I don't try to hide my actual name. It's just more
Lies.
people call me
It's
that.
funny because like when Brandon was calling you that on stream, like I don't think he knew at all that you were.
Oh, no,
like, who
yeah,
you
I
are.
don't think he knew.
That was really funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, I feel like even with all that being said and how much I really did enjoy this movie, I think I'd still put it in Jonin. I wouldn't be mad if it was in Hokage, but
Good.
I don't know. It didn't have that extra like.
I'm sorry, that just came out of the
It did. Oh man.
That was
Um,
perfect.
Yeah, I would be mad at it. That's all I'll say.
Oh god, that was
Ooh.
hilarious.
I didn't even think that Joel was putting this at Hokage, so that's why it
I
didn't
didn't think he was either.
I didn't have a really ranking, but I felt like that's where it was headed. So I'm like, you shouldn't be mad. 'cause
So
that's
is
where
it
I feel
safe
like
to
it's
say?
going.
Is it safe to say for anyone who wants to watch Boruto, just watch this movie first and then go?
Yeah, start after this, wherever this movie ends in the anime. Start after that.
Because
Yeah,
yeah,
does the
Joel said,
anime-
he said it's a
Could've been.
slow start. I was like, oof.
After
I
the
didn't know about all
movie, does
that.
the anime then follow the actual story of the manga, or is there more? More filler?
I
Yeah.
don't. I'm gonna be honest. I jump and choose like episodes I
You
want to
gonna
see in the
need-
anime.
You're gonna need a map, man, to
Oh,
get through the
Lord.
Boruto, and
Come
like
on,
you didn't
man.
even want to watch Shippuden. There's no way you're gonna get through Boruto. Boruto is way too.
Oh, I
long.
did.
yeah,
I
I
did
heard
not commit
Boruto
to
has a
that. I
lot
did not
of
commit to
filler.
that at all. I
I'm
was
just-
just asking a question for the
70% filler.
viewers.
It's yeah.
It is a lot of filler.
That is
I will say,
terrible.
I am watching them.
events at the end of this movie were altered. So
Yeah,
the
that is
anime,
true.
the anime, like you probably want to watch that Momoshiki fight in the anime because things happen a little differently
I was gonna say
there.
it looks different than the way the movie
There
did.
were some differences because I will say, like you're to your point, I watched the anime version of this fight too. And some of the animation definitely was different in the anime. There were scenes that I thought I remembered that were from the movie that when we watched it again, I was like, oh crap, that was from the anime. Okay.
Yeah, the anime version of this fight, I'd argue, is probably better. But like story
Yeah, that's fair.
wise, the entire plot of Boruto revolves around something that happens at the end of this fight, and the movie doesn't show it.
I know
yeah.
why.
I remember you said that.
I do know why. This movie came out 2015. They didn't even announce the anime until the end of
Wow.
2016. I don't think
That's
that when
probably
they were
why people. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
when I think when they were producing this, I don't think they had a plan to sort of make it a full-fledged anime or manga series. It was probably the success of it, probably just the popularity of this actual movie that had them thinking, well, got to keep the money coming in. Let's go back to that well.
Yeah, that makes sense because I remember when the Boruto characters, or some of them, came to Ninja Storm 4, I think it was. So, because I used to play with Sarada like a lot, she was really good in that game. And then I think that was around the time that the movie came out. So I was thinking that that was like the beginning. They're like, oh, we're gonna make it into a show. So that's why I thought that this was like the next thing after the last when it comes to the anime. But knowing that this is like effectively covering
I
the
still
first.
don't understand why they took 40 or 40 episodes, whatever, however many you said to get
They
to that.
were anthology like stories where we were following like the different kids and the different teams, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
So like they're harmless. It's just more world building stuff. But if you want to
Yes.
get to the meat and potatoes of the manga,
it's all backstory.
Yeah, that's
just-
fair. I guess to build the world out because you don't they build it out backwards. In
Like
the
I
manga,
said,
essentially.
40-some episodes into that show, 80-some. I'm 80-some into. I still don't remember seeing 10-10. Not gonna lie.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah,
I think
I
you
don't-
just have to
I
be
don't.
missing her. I
I
can't
must
go
have.
that she
But I
just
swear to God, I'm like, where is she?
She was
I
in the
just
movie,
watched.
right?
I just watched an arc, and she was there. So
I don't
she'll
remember.
she'll
what
show up
I
part.
think she was in the
eventually.
movie, right?
She was in
She
the
was in
movie.
the
Yeah.
movie. She's
yeah,
in the
but
movie.
he's saying
Yeah.
an
I don't-
actual anime.
in this anime. I don't remember seeing an anime. So I'm like,
Yeah,
No.
I feel like more people are watching Boruto just to figure out what happens to the characters in Naruto. That's what it seems.
that's what my
Yeah.
curiosity was. You know, I was very
Because
curious.
it's like you want to see where the rest. Yeah, like because
Mhm.
I know there's things that still happen in Naruto and Boruto.
Yeah.
Something that I thought was going to happen, and I
Not too
talked to
much.
Mike. I'm
I'm
not gonna
glad
say
it-
anything.
I'm glad it didn't. I would have.
I was just like, because I was like, wait. He's like, no, that's not what happens. It's this. I'm like,
Hmm.
Oh, that's right.
like,
Because Mike was dropping hidden spoilers while we were watching this.
No, I was not.
oh no, this was way
You
way
weren't?
before we even started
Alright.
this. When me and Mike had this conversation. But hey, I'm not gonna say anything. But like, I do want to like, I'll probably just have to watch
Read.
specific episodes.
Read.
Read it. Read it.
Read it.
Okay.
Just read it.
You could watch specific, like if you see a part that you read, like man, I do kind of want to see this animated. Google to
Yeah.
see what episode that is, and then watch that episode. But read
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I gotta find out where to read it. But yeah.
Final verdicts on Boruto the movie though. This is a Kage movie for
Yeah.
me. It's
Yeah.
It's
I gotta
great.
say it's a Kage movie.
I will
Yeah.
have to say I'm very mad at the internet for trying to convince me that Boruto's bad. I've been having a great time with this show and this manga. There are like pacing is bad. A lot of the filler was bad, but like the manga is great. This movie was really fun. I think Boruto as a character really works in the sense that he's kind of just like Naruto. Like Naruto was a brat in those first few chapters and those first few episodes. He's painting the faces of the Hokage, just being really disrespectful for.
He was looking for attention though. Whereas,
I mean, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Boruto-
so
Boruto-
Boruto.
Boruto's
That's
just
my
being an
point.
ass.
No, he wanted his
He
father's
wants-
attention.
he wants his
That is
father-
true. That is true.
Specifically,
He
his father.
He wants his father's attention. Then we just spent like 20 minutes talking about how Hinata is this very introverted, quiet like
Yeah,
person who
nothing
like I
that.
don't know how like as a
Yeah.
mother how present she is for what Boruto needed.
Right, right.
That's true.
He needed to
Mm.
feel something, and I don't know if Hinata is equipped to do that in a
Right.
way
Yeah.
that he needed,
Oh, I can't
especially
say that.
being
Never
like
mind.
a
That's a spoiler.
kid.
Never mind. I was gonna
Oh,
say something, but
yeah. So like Boruto's brattiness, especially since that is his arc in this movie, and he does get past it, and in the
yeah,
manga, like the continuing stories, he does get better.
Mm.
That doesn't bother me. I think Sarada's cool. I think Mitsuki's cool. In this movie itself, though, I really like what we do with Sasuke and like him being that mentor
yeah,
for Boruto, and like how
Mhm.
the roles are kind of flipped, where it's like, yeah, he's gonna be Kakashi now, I guess, and take in this kid and train him and go save the Hokage. And then I love the end fight because we talked about how big of a threat this had to be because you have all the Kage and then you have Sasuke here, and they're
Mhm.
barely keeping it together. But when Naruto and Sasuke just like decide to go beast mode, they still go beast mode. Like they're not.
yeah,
There's no holds barred, right? Like
Nope.
they're
That
not
was
getting their
their
butts
food.
kicked. Boruto doesn't have to come in and save the day, and we just make them look weak now, like they're rusty. It's like no, it was a
Mhm.
group effort.
Right.
Yep.
So
yeah,
And let him
I
take the final
appreciate
blow.
right. I really appreciate what they do with those original characters because a lot of shows like this would be like, oh, they're old now, they're weak, they can't do anything. Like
Yeah, don't do
The Legend of Korra, as much as I love that show, we don't see Zuko and Toph and Katara do
yeah.
much of anything, so it kind of
Or
sucks
Aang
and
at all.
hurts.
They're old. Like
Right?
they're
Well, yeah,
old though. Yeah, they're like senior
They're
citizens.
stupid old, yeah.
Yeah,
but
so
the
it's
first
a little.
the first Avatar established that people who were 80s, 90s, and 100s were still out there going crazy. Remember
That's
Boomy?
true.
Like
Yeah,
he
but
was
Boomy was like 112. Avatar Roku was like in his 90s. Kyoshi lived to be 200 years old. And so you mean to tell me Zuko can't do anything of substance? Like that's
Yeah,
my
because
point
he
of
was kind of just there for a bit.
yeah.
It's like, oh, this is his grandson.
and,
It's like,
Mhm.
and that's not to crap on the show. Like
He's
I
like,
love The
no,
Legend of Korra, but like I
yeah,
really appreciate
Toph
that
daughter.
Boruto's like, no, these are still the OGs. They're the legends for a reason.
Yeah.
These
yeah,
kids are gonna grow into it. And so I really appreciate that. I think that was a really cool start to what turns out to be a really cool manga with Boruto. Boruto tends to be more sci-fi. They don't rely as much on the jutsu aspect. There's a lot more tech. There's a lot
Mm.
more taijutsu, which I can see being very off-putting to Naruto fans because Naruto is very much a fantasy with the
Yeah.
magic powers
So they
and
kind of
stuff.
pulled a JoJo. I remember I was
Yeah.
so hyped for.
Yes.
I think it was part 2. It was talking about the Hamon, and my brother's like, "Yeah, they're done with that." I was like, "What do you mean they're done with that?"
Yes, that's
like
a
why?
very good way to put it. Yeah, they
Yeah. And I think that's why Boruto doesn't bother me as much as some other people because like it's a different show. It's doing different things. It's in the same world, but like it's not. This is a sci-fi story. Naruto is a fantasy story. It's just the
yeah.
evolution of that.
And I think
So,
Mike had also said, like, Boruto, and we were talking about it off air. He was saying Boruto is like during a time of peace, so it's like it's after everything. Like it is like the payoff to, hey, like the world is in a safer state right now. So
Mhm.
it's like, obviously Boruto the movie, it really is kind of like a thank you or like a payoff for obviously Naruto fans because you get to see, Sasuke and Naruto just like you guys said, like go beast mode and kind of just see where they end up. And I'm assuming, there's more stories with them throughout Boruto as well, which is probably one I'm more interested in. So I'll probably just, read it.
that era of peace also, in my opinion, justifies Boruto's attitude.
Yeah.
They've been living the good life. They really don't need these kids to
Yeah.
be ninjas. Like that's
Right.
why like him not taking it seriously is like, yeah, it's
there
literally
was
an
no
era of peace.
they're not child soldiers anymore like they were
Right.
in Naruto.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not Attack on Titan where everyone has to
Actually.
like
Oh
fight.
man, I'm rewatching this Attack on Titan right now, and I got to the episode where the Colossal Titan came back, and Aaron's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go make a difference," and I was like,
Aaron,
Oh,
Aaron,
man.
Aaron. You knew that was gonna happen, and you let it happen anyway.
I remember the first time I saw that. I was like, yeah, this show is heat. Attack on Titan's good.
Heck
It's so
yeah.
good.
And so is
Mhm.
Naruto.
OG. Can't really speak on Shippuden, can you? No, I'm kidding.
Christian, let her have this.
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
This
I'm sorry.
guy. This
This-
guy.
Guys,
I
Take
retract
him off
that
the
statement.
guest list. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you are the co-host on this podcast. You can make that call if you really wanted to. This is amateur otaku after all.
See, watch it, Christian. I'm on to you.
Oh,
Apologize.
Guys, we're not done though. We have to rearrange this entire bracket.
Yeah.
I feel like the Kage ones we just voted on, so those are just gonna stay up there. We don't have to go over that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, did you not want to do like what's actually number 1 and number 2 and number 3, or we're just like Kage's Kage?
Kage's Kage to me.
That's
Yeah,
too much
Kage's
debate.
Kage to
Kage is
me.
Kage.
Yeah.
Kage's Kage.
I don't know if I care enough.
If you want to be here for another hour, that's up to you. Your call, Chief. You're the one who's got a con tomorrow.
Yeah, we can move on.
Fair.
All right. What are we thinking? Does anything need to go to Sakura's homemade food pills?
know what I'm
Outside
gonna
of
vote.
blood-
You know what I'm gonna vote, but you know,
Let me pull the list back up.
and Bonds actually that could go there too. Both of those.
I
pills.
definitely vote Bonds to be in Sakura's homemade food pills.
God.
Nah.
Oh,
Everyone's
that
gonna-
Actually,
was the
you know
one
what? I
where
retract that. I retract that. Those 2 Naruto movies can go down there. The Shippuden ones are, in my opinion, leagues better.
I would. I go. Yeah, I kind of agree.
Stone of Galel and
Yeah, I
Crescent
wouldn't be
Moon.
mad at it.
Stone
I
of
wouldn't be-
Galel is like
All
oh,
of Ginning
God.
can go there. I'm gonna be honest. All 4 of those movies are bad. They can all go. But that's neither here nor there.
All right,
Everything-
all right.
Everything
let's
below
vote.
Jonin could go down to the homemade folk though, except for.
Okay, let's do it this way. Stone of Galel. Where does that go? Didge.
Garbage.
That honestly, yes, but homemade food pills, yeah, that's I it's not good. The more I sat with it, it's not good.
Mm-mm.
Christian.
Food pills.
Joel.
I'm happy with everything under Jonin going to Guinea, but if you want to throw everything garbage, it's up to you.
So he said Guinea, and he's happy with it being there.
I'm not-
Jamie, from
I
the
won't
30
fight it.
minutes of this movie you've watched, where does it go?
It's food pills. It's food pills.
In the dumpster it goes.
This is
Crescent
not good.
Moon.
It's
It has Rock Lee in it, so that's a plus.
and there were some pretty awesome action sequences. I would probably keep it at Genin. It's not food pill terrible, but it ain't the best. But it's got something there. It's got something there.
I honestly can't remember much of this movie.
That's
Oh
Enough
my
to
gosh.
push it.
problem.
You
To
are
push
hating
it
on me for
down.
this? Wow.
I mean, that was in the first round, so that was.
That's
like
what I'm
a
saying. I
month
haven't
ago.
watched it since that. Like it's not like
But he
I
was
go back
fighting
once
with me like 2 days ago.
On Stone
Hey.
of Galel, different movie.
I
also
thought we were
true.
talking about Crescent Moon. Yeah, we were talking about Crescent Moon because that was the
No,
one I
we
watched
weren't.
15 minutes of the first and 30
I
You
thought
minutes
watched
that
the
was
of
wrong
Stone of Galel.
movie then.
Oh.
That was
I
not
thought that
the
was
right
Stone of
one.
Galel. You said
Damn,
you did
bitch,
that
this
for.
is the second time you
No,
fighting me.
it-
You don't
it
know
was
what
for
we fighting
Crescent
about.
I could have
Yeah,
sworn you said that was Stone of Galel. You did that for.
No,
I would
no.
call that back then because I don't remember this movie enough to fight for it. It can stay where it's at. It can stay. I don't remember enough to like. Oh man, it was that terrible.
Wow.
That's fair. That's fair.
Y'all see the abuse I go through.
Wow.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Are we okay with Crescent Moon staying in Guinea? I guess.
I am.
I'm cool
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
it.
it's fine.
All right. Bonds, Naruto Shippuden.
I'm not gonna lie. The only reason why I have it in Genin is because Sasuke's in it. But like, because I've watched this movie twice. The first time I was like, "Oh, this wasn't too bad," but then we rewatched it again. I forgot who hadn't seen it. it can go for food pills. It's really not that good. It's very forgettable. It's not rewatchable at all.
It's not. It's bad. This is the one
Yeah.
that had the zero tails. It had a tail.
Zero
That was
tails.
so
It's
dumb.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
weird
throw it
cuts
away.
in it too, and Hinata's missing for half of the
Yeah,
movie.
never mind. Throw it away.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
They were like,
Getting crowded down here in the food
"Where'd
pill
you go?"
section,
I was
people.
like, I don't know. She's just perfect.
They had a lot of bad movies, man.
Bound to be some garbage ones in there. Yeah.
We just went over it, but I want to take a second to reevaluate Blood Prison. What are we thinking? Is it okay in Guinea, or should it also go down to food pills? Or upon reflection, does it go up to tuning?
I
will leave if you guys say it goes up.
It goes to Chitty.
I will leave.
I still firmly stand by. It's leagues better than these last three.
I agree.
It's way better
I
than
agree.
Crescent Moon too, if we're being real.
I agree.
Oh, that's.
I gotta say,
I would not
it's
agree with that part.
it's a basic Guinea level story. It doesn't make too
Yeah,
much
it's
sense, but
enjoyable.
it's fun.
The best Genin one we
It's
have.
all about the journey, right?
Yeah.
The journey was flawed from the beginning. So
That's why
He's
it's
not
Guinea,
wrong.
you know?
He's not wrong.
Guinea is not praise. That's
It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
the
Guinea's
worst
not
here.
praised.
It's too much praise for this. man.
Oh, God. Didge hates this movie.
I do.
But does he hate it as much as Yuri hated Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow in the tuning team?
It hurt me a little bit, but it's Yuri. He's cool.
Does that go up or down?
He was very influential with that. I might knock that down.
Oh. Oh.
I do
That's
also
fine.
remember wanting that to be beginning from the jump, so it's not really a knockdown for me.
I would knock it. I could probably knock it down to Genin. Yeah.
Is it
I don't-
equal with Blood Prison,
mean-
Christian? Really? That's what we're going
Oh,
with?
no.
That's what we're going
Yeah,
with?
I can't be doing that. No. It stays at tuning. I'm
Blood
sorry.
pressure should be homemade food pills, but you know.
That was funny to see your reaction though. Like I love how he's like, I just don't like it. And yeah, that's totally fine.
The
But
funny
yeah.
part was all the kids apparently at the birthday party roasted it too. That's what got me. I'm like,
That's
yeah.
that's funny. They're like, this is not good. Like, yeah,
That's
like it's
unfortunate.
literally made for kids, and they're like, what is this? Maybe we just didn't know better in our day, you know? I don't
You
know.
didn't have those 3 My Hero Academia movies and Mugen Train as a kid. That's why.
That's
Yeah.
especially Mugen Train.
Anime
Oh,
movies
God.
are a lot higher quality and kind of more frequent now, so there's a lot more
I would agree.
competition.
Yeah.
That's why those last 3 hit so hard because
Did this
they're only
movie
like
did
9 years
Land of
old
Snow
max.
come out in theaters? I can't remember if it did.
It definitely did in Japan. I don't know if it did here.
Yeah, I don't think it did here.
I think it was straight to DVD. Yeah, I think you're right.
Does
Yeah.
that stay in tuning team?
I would say yes,
Eesh.
because it is better than
I-
Blood Prison.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Middle of the
okay.
road, not the best, not the worst. You know.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Sure.
They're all Genin.
They're all getting. Oh,
Joel
All
said
right.
the only other thing that matters is Hokage.
that's really that's what I said when we started this entire series. The only ones I care about are the last 3. But
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, we'll
Well,
do this.
the
for a
Jonin ones are good, but
Yeah, Jonin
After-
ones are good. Yeah.
but after that, who cares? And put them anywhere.
Speaking of Jesus, speaking of the Jonin tier, Naruto Shippuden the movie. Naruto died at the beginning, and that's all I remember. If I'm being completely honest.
That is all I
Oh,
remember.
that's right.
No, bro, you forgot the ending when he's supposed to help the princess pass down her power to the next generation.
Oh yeah. Was that the one where like Sasuke came and they were in the sky and he pushed like the platform off and
No,
Sasuke
that's
was-
Bonds.
That was Bonds.
That was Bonds.
Which we
Oh.
just
Yeah,
dropped to
that one.
food pills.
Yeah.
Right.
I
yeah,
like the first
okay.
Shippuden movie. Like, I think it's very solid. And
Yeah.
like, I would watch it again because it's
Especially
it's
after
changing
watching those
destiny.
Naruto movies.
He's not wrong.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
right.
If I need to go over that one, Naruto is destined to die fighting a monster, and it's
Mm,
a battle of destiny. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right.
mhm.
No, this
Yeah.
could have been a Chunin movie, but
Yeah,
agree.
I'm kind of starting to feel that way.
I mean, hey, I'm just giving my piece. If I get outvoted, that's fine. I'm not like I'm indifferent to it. Like I wouldn't put it lower than Chunin, but yeah.
no, yeah, I think Chunin is a good base for this.
Yeah.
Okay, who's all voting Chunin? Who's all voting Jonin?
Chunin.
Tuning.
Jonin.
Chunin.
I'll go
All right.
Johnny.
Oh, that's
Alright.
3-2. We're knock it down.
Boom.
The blood prison goes up to Tengen.
He wants to put blood-
Ugh.
I was out, Joel. What's out?
Naruto Shippuden, The Will of Fire. I think it's fine where it is.
I think it's fine where it is too. Honestly,
I didn't think anything
Yeah.
could move.
Okay.
it shows Naruto's love for Kakashi, and he has
Mhm.
a semantics battle with Shikamaru.
Semantics is the best.
I just hated how much they used Will of Fire in this. And that wasn't enough to
yeah.
knock it down.
Yeah.
It was like
And
every
then
other
there's like
villain.
this random like villain. It's like, oh yeah, this guy was here too during Kakashi's
Right.
childhood. But like,
yeah.
it is what it is. It was still good,
It was.
It's good stuff.
It was nice to see all the other Kekkei Genkai. So yeah,
Neji's there. So-
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yay. I
Yeah.
don't know why you guys love Neji so much, but
Come
alright.
on, it's Neji.
Oh.
you got it, Mike.
He's fine.
Oh.
You
The
got it.
reversal. He hit you with the you got it. I gotta make that a meme to share in the server now.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yep.
Mhm. I need to make a way outside meme.
Always use that for indoor activities. It bugs me
But
so
you have to go
much.
outside to get so you can perform the indoor
That's-
activities.
I don't think that's how that works, Christian.
I'm
I
just
really
kidding.
don't. I really don't.
What?
Guys, this is our final ranking. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I think so.
Sure.
Well,
looks
it's pretty
good.
good.
Looks pretty
Sakura's homemade food pills consists of the Lost Tower, the Stone of Galel, and Shippuden the movie Bonds. Genin is Blood Prison and Guardian of the Crescent Moon. Chunin is Ninja Clash in the Land of Snow and Naruto Shippuden the movie. Jonin is Naruto Shippuden the Will of Fire. And the Hokage tier is Road to Ninja, The Last, and Boruto. Naruto the movie.
It just went up from there. Never fell back down.
good.
Those last three kind of made all of these other ones worth it, I will say.
I agree.
My God, was it a rough start getting here?
It was a very
Yeah.
rough start.
I feel like when did I stop falling asleep? It was probably. It was. Let me see. I actually have a list of how it was chronologically. Probably Lost Tower. Probably Lost Tower. is
Lost
fine.
Tower. I don't blame you. That was a snooze fest of a movie.
Yeah, I struggled through all the regular Naruto movies. That was hard.
Yeah. After that, I was awake. I was ready.
But I
Ninja
don't,
Class Land of Snow was like, heck yeah, let's go. And then Galal's like, I kind of remember this. And then Crescent Moon, I was like, yeah.
I don't blame. I can't say sleeping is a. I can sleep through anything. I don't care how good.
Yeah, I
it
was
is.
gonna say that doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
just
should
think
also
everything
say
too.
that doesn't just because I fell asleep doesn't mean that those movies are bad, but based on this ranking, some of
That's
those
fair.
were not the best. But
How loud
um,
did you snore through all of that?
I didn't snore at all, I don't think.
Well, then they're all.
At least nobody
She snored a
told
little
me.
bit. Like, we just
Oh.
muted you. We were nice.
I see.
That is true.
Dang.
You don't
Remind me of
know?
my college roommate. We were talking to our RA, and I forget how we got on the topic of it, but my RA was like, yeah, as long as like neither one of you snore or anything and don't bother each other, like it'll be cool. And like I know I snore, so I jokingly said to my roommate, I was like, yeah, I don't snore at all, right? And she's like, no, you snore. And I was like,
She said, the fuck you say?
yeah, she just like she attacked me in front of the RA. I was
She
I'm like,
threw
you
you
know I
under
know
the
where you
bus.
sleep, right? Like, come on, man.
Just push you out right in front of the bus.
She
Just-
really did. She really did. She was brave because I
She
know where
was
she
brave.
sleeps. I know where she sleeps.
You see that New York aggression?
No, what? Okay,
This is-
whatever. Let's close this out.
Guys, if you enjoyed the series, give us a like, subscribe, let us know what your rankings are. Let us know if there's any other movies you want us to cover within reason. This was a lot of work.
Give
But
them
a lot
something
of
to vote
movies.
on. Let
It
them vote.
was.
Ooh, if you guys vote, we'll follow up, do another video breaking down your rankings. That might be kind of cool. But then you'd have to
Ooh.
watch like 7 bad movies.
I mean, if they've seen it already,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I've seen all of these already. So
I needed to watch
didn't-
them
I did
again.
not watch a lot of these. I'm just
Oh,
like, yeah,
I wouldn't have expected you to.
I needed to watch some of them again because I just didn't remember. But yeah, no,
This is
there's
my
a good
first
number.
go through, so I look forward to watching a new set of movies from a different
4%
series.
completely awful.
just don't make us do One Piece. There's like
I'll do
20
One
of
Piece
them.
by
Or
myself.
Dragon Ball, please don't.
Those are
I-
20 movies, Joel.
I'll do it, but they're not easy to get to. Like the first 6 movies are like impossible. I don't even know where to get them.
Well, I
or
have
or
a
Dragon
couple
Ball Z,
ideas,
please.
but-
It's too many. It's too many.
He's like,
What else do we have then?
Demon Slayer.
Could watch the Inuyasha movies, I guess.
We can do the Dragon Ball Super movies. There's
dude,
like
Jujutsu Kaisen.
3 of those.
There's only one.
Oh, Metal Alchemist? I don't know.
Why don't they have a JoJo?
Uh,
movie? I
there's-
just thought about
You got to
it.
do the live
There's-
action.
I think
movies.
there's 3 FMA movies. 2
I
animated,
haven't
1
seen any
live
yet.
action. Watch the first one, Jamie. It's really good. It wraps up the original series.
Which one?
Mike, you see, you don't.
He's never seen it.
What
I've
show?
heard nothing but bad things about those.
About what show?
Just-
Oh really?
Yes.
The,
I feel like
Full
I
Metal.
saw
Oh, Full Metal. I never
somebody
seen
was
any
saying
of
they were
these.
good, but maybe it was Christian.
I like the first one. I didn't like the second animated movie all that much, and I didn't even
Mm.
bother with the live action because I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
know.
saw, I saw the first live action. It was alright. And there's like 2 more now.
There's 2 more. Oh god.
Yeah,
Mm.
they made more.
Oh boy.
Well,
Crazy enough.
y'all
I've only
let us
seen Dragon
know in
Ball
the
Z.
comments.
If
Oh,
you're still
that's-
here, bless you. Until next time, guys. Believe it.
Believe it.